It's week 3 of the National Football League, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Eagles and the Saints, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Well, first opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his 5th year now, Jalen Hurts.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
On the ground, it's the rookie out of Florida. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. This defense for the Saints, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 5 catches, 75 yards.
5th in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong category. I mean, if you're in the top 5 in anything, I don't care whether it's football or tiddlywinks, you're having a nice season.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And this is another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 42. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time, and it's 3rd down. Now you look at this Saints defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And we're talking about a young man who's been the talk of the NFL here in September. Came in and looked right at home. His team's 2-0. He's playing well. What's the big thing for him now, though? Not to become complacent. And I think the coaching staff has been working on exactly that.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 21 carries, 65 yards.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Now, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for him now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. You look at this Eagle defense. They're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And in order to improve their ranking and play the kind of game that they want, they've got
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On 4th down, the Saints turn to their new man, Matthew Hayball, to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Work in the middle. Now Brown, he lost the football. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close, and it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 4. On play action, they'll throw. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
So on 4th down, Matthew Hayball on to punt. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. From the gun, it's Hurts. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. In motion, the tight end. They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are back within a score. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. From the 35, here's second down and a yard. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Now back to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Complete. Smith has it. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw here. Oh, and that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Complete to Olave on the out route. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Kamara up the middle. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. A give. This is Kamara trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. Here's Matthew Hayball now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or two inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a 1st down. And Shaheed going to go in motion, and they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there, but couldn't get much further. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hill. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a 1st down. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. He gets it to Cooks. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints have taken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Groupie able to add the PAT. And the lead is now 14 to 10. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And they run the option on second down.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield.
That second down play nets a -4. Here comes third down and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Tough spot here, third down and 11. Hurts.
But it's caught on the right side of Smith. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10, he got 9. Fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth. And the Saints will have the football back.
Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
They'll look to throw.
He'll find Shaheed out to the right.
And he's brought down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That is caught.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club and one we talk about all the time. In football, Puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
On target over the middle to Hill. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
Back to throw again.
A quick one here, hauled in by Kamara.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll look to throw again. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw here.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
They'll set up to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. 1 second, all that remains.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was the visiting Packers who were able to come in and win this one on the road. Josh Jacobs, well over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run as well. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. Anthony Richardson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Saints offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And that's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That gain on third down, good for 28.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Little short pass here to Hill, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw now on first down.
Back to Kamara for another catch.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be sound.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's 2nd and 8. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this one is right through. And they double them up here. That makes our score 20-10.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And that is incomplete here.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Throwing is Hurts.
Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
They go play action with Hurts. There's a short throw taken in by Bryant.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Dotson in motion right.
From the 45 on second down.
Hurts
over the middle to Smith. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Well, not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
They'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They're going to look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Here's Hurts to throw.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Saints offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Olave motioning to the left.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
They'll set up a throw.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Gonna need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Little short pass here to Hill, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short, and that leads to a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Complete, it's Dodson.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter.
Hurts. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Over the middle, complete. It's Johnson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Again, Kamara. But he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for third and goal. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So here we go, a big spot now for Blake Grupe.
This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
The slot man in motion right. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second and a couple. It's Barkley on the counter. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on third down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Looking here for Smith downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Saints to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to throw. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line.
2nd and 9.
He'll look to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Hurts.
They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
And that's going to be incomplete.
The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1.
Running with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Kamara.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. They'll run it with Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign.
The point after, good by Groupie. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll look to throw again.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Going right back to Dotson.
And he's got room. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Out to the flat here for Johnson.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Throwing again on second down.
Hurts.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Jahan Dotson.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Saints are going to get to this one, so that should about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
So it's a win here for the Saints, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, I thought this defense just didn't have an answer for him all game long. They tried to change things up, but he was always one step ahead. And he finished with over 300 yards passing and 2 touchdown passes as well.
So for the Saints, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.